It was honestly heartbreaking to see a dog in the condition she was in. Lulu came to CCHS through a series of events. We believe that she came from an Amish puppy mill situation, but she ended up going from owner to owner, person to person, until she ended up at Champaign County Animal Control, where she was then transferred to us for adoption. She came in and her fur was very, very dirty. It was covered in a film of filth. You can tell that this dog hadn't really been cared for in any of her previous situations. She was missing fur on the back half of her body. The skin was fairly calloused. She did have an infection in her eye due to a corneal scar. Her eye was drooping and we weren't able to treat it. I felt really upset, just upset that it got to that point. Seeing a dog like that, a dog who can't really control what happens to it, be subjected to the things she was subjected to. I felt upset. I felt so sorry for her. But I also felt a great sense of thanks that she was here with us. It is of utmost importance that CCHS is an open admission shelter. I have volunteered at closed admission shelters before, and I can say from my experience, dogs like Lulu would have been turned away based on her condition and the amount of care that would have been needed for her to turn around. She would have been turned away, and that I can't think about what would happen if she's ever turned away from us or anybody else. You could tell she was exhausted. She was exhausted from everything that she went through, and just holding her, she would just fall asleep in your arms. And I remember holding her behind the front desk for hours one day and wrapping her up in a blanket, and she was just thankful, giving kisses, and would go right back to sleep. And she got love. That was it. Probably the first time in her entire life she got love. I would, every moment just wait for that right person to come through the doors, and Jennifer did.
When I walked into the Humane Society, I really wasn't sure what I was looking for, but I knew I wanted a smaller dog. And when I was walking by looking at the different dogs, there was this little Shih Tzu just looking at me with the saddest eyes, and as soon as I held her, I didn't want to let her go, which sounds very cliche, but she was the biggest sweetheart in the entire world.
I met Jennifer, and it's like my prayers had been answered. I knew that this would be great, and this is exactly what Lulu would need.
To be able to give her that love, it's definitely changed the way I look at things and the way I perceive, even the smallest of things. And she makes the bad days a lot better. You rarely see her without her tail wagging. My experience adopting Lulu at the Humane Society was a really good one, I'd say. They really helped me feel more comfortable with Lulu, helped me feel more comfortable with the tasks that I am taking on, and that was huge, that was huge. Everyone was just so very personable, and I really felt at home there, even though I was taking this one home.
CCHS is beyond the best. I mean, just amazing, and the only thing that we have to thank for that would be our community, our volunteers, and our staff who go above and beyond, like I said, not just to give the basics that every animal deserves, not just the fundamentals that every animal deserves, but the amount of care, the love, the compassion that goes into not only the animals, but this great organization. I think that's what really separates us from the rest. To see this dog who had gone through everything she did, it was kind of inspiring. If I could describe Lulu in one word, the only word that I can think of is hope.